Morning, students. Now we are discussing about unit number 3. Unit number 3, last class, we have started discussed about the framing techniques. In framing, first we discussed about character stream. In character stream, the first bit indicates, the first bit indicates the size of the frame. Okay, in that we have some problems. If one value changes, then the entire stream changes. So that it is the technique we are rarely using. The technique, this is the framing technique, character stream. Okay, the first one is without errors, the second one is with errors. Next we discussed about flag bytes with byte stuffing. Flag bytes with byte stuffing. Very simple. It is easy to understand. First, you need to understand the first one, the above part of the diagram. That is, this is the frame. Normal frame is like, first it will contain header field. Just you forgot about flags. Normal, any frame contains header, payload field, trailer field. Okay. Now, flag bytes with byte stuffing means we need to add a flag value before the frame and after the frame. That means starting of the frame and ending of the frame. We need to add the flags both sides. That is the reason why we said this type as flag bytes with byte stuffing. We stuffed the flag bytes at both ends of the frame. Now see the below one, the second one are the different examples. Those are containing flag values in the original data. Then what is the consequence in the stuffing process? Now let us take an example. I am repeating once again what I had explained in last class. The original data is containing A, flag B. Then what we need to do for any frame, we need to add flag before the frame, flag after the frame. That means starting and ending point of the frames. Now the original character is containing a flag value. So the receiver might confuse whether this flag is stuffed flag or whether this flag is data flag. So in order to actually మనం స్టఫ్ చేసి పంపిస్తాం కదా. ఓకే, ఎట్ ద సెంటర్ సైడ్ we stuffed the flag value. రిసీవర్ ఏం చేస్తాడు, మనం స్టఫ్ చేసిందని డీస్టఫ్ చేస్తాడు. సపోజ్ జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి, ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఫ్లాగ్ బి అని ఇది మొత్తం ఒరిజినల్ డేటా. ఇదే డేటా రిసీవర్కి వెళ్ళింది అనుకోండి, రిసీవర్ ఏమనుకుంటాడు, ఓకే ఈ ఫ్లాగ్ వాల్యూ స్టఫ్ చేసిన ఫ్లాగ్ వాల్యూ అనుకొని దీన్ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తాడు. బట్ దిస్ flag value belongs to original data. So what we need to do, we need to add another flag. We need to add escape. We need to add escape flag before this value. So the receiver will think that thought of, okay, this data belongs to original data. He will destuff only escape flag. He will destuff the escape flag at receiver side. Similarly, if the data contains escape flag in the original data, now what they will do, they will stuff one more escape before the original data. The receiver will destuff the escape value. Similarly, if the original data containing escape flag and flag, now what they will do, they will use two escapes. One is for this escape flag and one is for this escape flag. We stuff the escape flags before the original flag values. That is, this escape ki escape stuff chesamu, e flag ki escape stuff chesamu anamata. Okay, next two escapes unte ganaka another two more escape ki escape stuff చేసాము escape flag ki escape flag stuff చేసాము. Okay, these two are the two different framing techniques. The first one I told you, character count or character stream. Second one is flag bytes with byte stuffing. Flag bytes with byte stuffing. Now this is also we covered and asked one question. Asked one question, that is, if this technique is called as bit stuffing. Okay, this technique is called bit stuffing. Okay, which bit is stuffed here? Okay, that is that I told you in the last class. The first the first point contains the original data containing bit stream. Original data containing bit stream. Okay, now the second part is, in the second part we need to stuff the bits. Now our task is where we need to stuff the bits, and when we need to stuff the bits. Let us take this example. In the above original data, whenever five consecutive 1 bits, whenever there are 5 consecutive binary 1 bits, we need to add 0 bit after 5 consecutive 1 bits. Okay, 5 consecutive binary 1 bits unte ganaka original data lo, after 5 binary ones we need to stuff 0 bit. Okay, why? I asked you why we need to stuff 0 after 5 consecutive 1 means. The reason is, I will show you. See, each frame begins and ends with a special bit pattern. Remember this point. Each frame here, see this point here. See these 2 points. Okay, each frame begins and ends with a special bit pattern. A pattern enti? That bit pattern is 0 6 1s 0. Okay, 0 6 1s 0 అనే ఒక స్పెషల్ బిట్ ప్యాటర్న్ ను, ఆ బిట్ ప్యాటర్న్ తోటి ఫ్రేమ్ బిగిన్ అయింది అండ్ ఫ్రేమ్ ఎండ్ అయింది. ఓకే, అంటే ఏంటి? 0610 కి అదర్ 0610 కి మధ్యలో ఉండేది ఏంటి? డేటా. స్టార్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫ్రేమ్ ఏముంటది? ఒక స్పెషల్ బిట్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఉంటది 0610. ఎందుకు ఉంటుంది సార్ అడగొచ్చు. వై వీ నీడ్ టు యాడ్ దిస్ ప్యాటర్న్ at the beginning of the frame and at the ending of the frame means to separate the frame. Why? Because we need at the receiver's end all frames are received to the destination. The receiver needs to calculate the checksum for each frame. Okay, whether the transmitted data and received data is same or not. He needs to perform some checksum calculations and several error detection techniques. Okay, in order to verify the data at receiver's end, we need to use a separate bit pattern at the ending of the frame, at the beginning of the frame. In between those 2 parts, the original data is remained. The original data is resided. Okay, now that is the reason why the second point. See the second point here. When నేను ఏం చెప్పాను? 0610 అనేది ఒక ఫ్లాగ్ వాల్యూ లాగా, స్పెషల్ బిట్ ప్యాటర్న్ లాగా స్టార్టింగ్ లో ఉంటది, ఎండింగ్ లో ఉంటది చెప్పాను. Whenever our original data contains like 0610, whenever our original data is also contains 0610, then what happens? The receiver might confuse, is this a special bit pattern or is this a original data? That is the reason why whenever the sender's data link layer encounters 5 consecutive ones in the data, అంటే sender పంపించే డేటాలో 5 consecutive ones ఉంటే గనక it automatically stuffs 0 bit after 5 ones. It automatically stuffs 0 bit after 5 ones. Okay, that will be added in the outgoing stream. That will be added in the outgoing stream. Okay, this is called as bit stuffing. We are stuffing a 0 bit after 5 consecutive ones in the sender's data link. Sender is in the outgoing bit stream. In the outgoing bit stream, this outgoing bit stream, this bit stream is received to the receiver. What the receiver will do? The receiver will destuff the 0th bit. See the point here. What the receiver has done? What he done? Destuffing. See third point. The data as they are stored in the receiver's memory after destuffing. In the second point, we added 3 0 bits. We stuffed 3 0 bits. At third point, after destuffing, the original data again received by the receiver. Okay, this technique is known as bit stuffing. This technique is known as bit stuffing. Now, the next topic is error control and flow control. Flow control and error control. Okay, I already told you flow control and error control are the major functions of data link layer. These are the major functions of data link layer. Now, first we will discuss about flow control. Now we'll discuss about flow control. Okay, these two techniques are known as flow control and error control. These two are collectively, these functions are known as data link control. Data link control is nothing but it is collectively both flow control and error control. Flow control and error control. Now, first we discuss about flow control. Okay, whenever there is a flow control, you need to remember one point, that is fast sender and slow receiver. That is fast sender and slow receiver. Suppose whenever the data rate of the transmitter is high and the data rate of the receiver is low. Okay, the sender sending data rate and receiver receiving data rate varies. In that case, what happens? At the receiver is at the receiver's end, the receiver is unable to store the incoming data. At the receiver side, it is unable to store the received data. That leads to flow of data. That leads to overflow of the data. Why? Because the sender data rate is high, the receiver data rate is low. Okay, receiver receiving data rate is low. In that case, what happens? Overflow will be overflow happen at the receiver's end. Okay, now our task is to control the sender. Okay, we need to achieve the synchronization between sender and receiver. We need to achieve the synchronization between sender and receiver. Okay, in this case, why the receiver is unable to receive the data? Why, even though the sender is sending the data, the receiver cannot store the data? Because that any receiving device, listen carefully, any receiving device has a limited speed. Any receiving device had a limited speed at which it can process the incoming data. Okay, what happens in this case is, whenever sender sends the data to the receiver, at the receiver end, the receiver needs to process the incoming data and a limited amount of memory is to store at the receiver. Why? Because all the data which is incoming is not able to store at receiver. Okay, only the limited amount of memory in which to store the incoming data. That is the reason why here the flow control mechanism will be called for. Okay, here every incoming data must be checked and processed before. Why? Because every incoming data, it needs to be checked at the receiver. Like that, incoming data must be checked and processed before they can be used. Before they can be used. Okay. For this reason, the solution to this flow control is each receiving device has a block of memory. Each receiving device has a block of memory. That block of memory is called a buffer. That block of memory is called a buffer. Okay. Which is, that buffer is reserved for storing the incoming data until they are processed. ఎలా ఉంటుందంటేనమ్మా, సెండర్ సెండ్ చేసిన డేటా అంతా రిసీవర్ సైడ్కి వెళ్తుంది. రిసీవర్ ఏం చేయాలి? అకార్డింగ్ టు వాట్ ఐ టోల్డ్ earlier, at the receiver end, the receiver needs to process the incoming data. ఆ ప్రాసెస్ చేసుకునేంతసేపు ఎక్కడ ఆ డేటా ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? we need to use a buffer. Okay, that is reserved for storing the incoming data until they processed. వాళ్ళు ప్రాసెస్ చేసేంత వరకు ఎక్కడ ఉండాలి? అది స్టోర్ లో ఉండాలి. ఆ స్టోర్ ఏమంటామంటే బఫర్ అంటామండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు ఓవర్ఫ్లో అయింది? Okay, if the buffer begins fill up, okay, buffer kanaka fill అయింది అనుకోండి, the receiver must able to tell the sender to halt the transmission. అంటే బఫర్ ఫుల్ అయ్యేంత వరకు వెయిట్ చేసింది. ఇప్పుడు యు ఆర్ ద సెండర్, ఐ ఆమ్ ద రిసీవర్. ఓకే, మీ దగ్గర నుంచి నాకు వచ్చిన ఇన్కమింగ్ డేటా నేనేం చేస్తానండి, నేను రిసీవ్ చేసుకోలేకపోతున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే మీ దగ్గర నుంచి వచ్చిన డేటాని వాట్ ఐ నీడ్ టు డూ, ఐ నీడ్ టు ప్రాసెస్ ద ఇన్కమింగ్ డేటా వాట్ ఐ రిసీవ్. ఓకే, ఈ ప్రాసెస్ చేసేటప్పటికి ఈ ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతున్నా కానీ ఇంకా మీరు సెండ్ చేస్తూనే ఉంటారు. కానీ నాకు ప్రాసెసింగ్ జరగాలి, స్టోరింగ్ జరగాలంటే ఏం చేయాలంటే, నేను బీయింగ్ ఏ రిసీవర్, ఐ నీడ్ టు మెయింటైన్ ఏ వన్ మెమరీ. దట్ మెమరీ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ బఫర్. ఓకే, దిస్ బఫర్ విల్ స్టోర్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. దిస్ బఫర్ విల్ స్టోర్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ till the data process is completed. Till the data process is completed. నెక్స్ట్ కేసులో ఏంటి, బఫర్ కూడా ఫుల్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, ద బఫర్ బిగిన్స్ టు ఫిల్ అప్. వాట్ దెన్? రిసీవర్, నేను చెప్తాను అనమాట. ఓకే, నా బఫర్ ఫుల్ అవుతుంది, జస్ట్ యూ సెండర్ ప్లీజ్ స్టాప్ యువర్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ until it is once again able to serve. Once it is once again able to receive. ఎందుకంటే నా దగ్గర ఉన్న బఫర్ ఫిల్ అయిపోయింది, ఐ కెనాట్ రిసీవ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ యూ. ఏమైంది? డేటా రిసీవ్ చేసుకోలేను. ఏమవుతుంది? మీరు పంపించిన డేటా పంపించినట్టే ఓవర్ఫ్లో అయిపోతుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, ఫర్ దిస్ రీజన్ వాట్ we need to do is, the receiver asks the sender to halt your transmission until I can able to receive the data. When I can able to receive the data? When the buffer begins free up. బఫర్ ఎప్పుడైతే మళ్ళీ ఫ్రీ అవుతా ఉందో, ఎందుకు? బఫర్ ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది, ఆ బఫర్ లో ఉన్న డేటాని నేను ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తున్నాను. ప్రాసెస్ చేసిన తర్వాత బఫర్ కొద్దిగా ఎంప్టీ అయింది కదా, దెన్ ఓన్లీ ఐ కెన్ రిసీవ్ ద డేటా. టిల్ దట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ ద రిసీవర్ ఆస్క్స్ ద సెండర్ టు స్టాప్ ద ట్రాన్స్మిషన్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ flow control mechanism. This is known as flow control mechanism. The next one is error control. Here, what I told you in the first class, the error control is both error detection Error control is both error detection and error correction. Okay. In this technique, it allows the receiver. Okay, here we have sender and receiver. Here in this case, the receiver, it allows the receiver to inform the sender of, ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు you are sender, I am receiver. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే it has a possibility to inform the sender these frames are damaged in the transmission, these frames are lost in the transmission. Okay, and coordinate the retransmission process. ఎందుకంటే సపోజ్ మీరు సెండర్, నేను రిసీవర్ అమ్మా, మీరు నాకు కొన్ని ఫ్రేమ్స్ సెండ్ చేశారు, మీరు సెండ్ చేసిన ఫ్రేమ్స్ నేనేం చేస్తాను, ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ఫ్రేమ్ కి నేనేం చేస్తాను, చెక్ సమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాను, ఏదో ఒక ఎర్రర్ డిటెక్షన్ టెక్నిక్ యూస్ చేస్తాను. యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు నేనేం చేస్తాను, ఐ అండర్స్టాండ్, ఓకే, సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫ్రేమ్స్ ఆర్ డ్యామేజ్డ్, some of the frames are lost during the transmission. Okay, that information needs to ask the sender. ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మీకు చెప్తానమ్మా, నాకు వచ్చిన ఫ్రేమ్స్ లో డ్యామేజ్ అయినాయి, కొన్ని లాస్ట్ అయినాయి. ఎలా చెప్తానంటే ఎయిదర్ త్రూ అక్నాలెడ్జ్మెంట్. మీరు ఫ్రేమ్ 1 నాకు పంపించారు అనుకోండి, నేనేం చేస్తాను, ACK1 మీకు పంపిస్తాను, అక్నాలెడ్జ్మెంట్ 1. అట్లా ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కూడా మీకు చెప్తాను, డ్యామేజ్డ్ ఫ్రేమ్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీకు చెప్తాను. చెప్పి ఏం చేస్తాను, సెండర్ కి రిసీవర్ కి మధ్య కోఆర్డినేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఐ విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ టు రీట్రాన్స్మిట్ ద డేటా. ఓకే, మీరు పంపించిన సో అండ్ సో ఫ్రేమ్ లాస్ట్ అయింది, లేకపోతే డ్యామేజ్ అయింది, ఐ విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ టు రీట్రాన్స్మిట్ ద డేటా, ఐ విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ టు రీట్రాన్స్మిట్ ద డేటా. Okay. Here in the error control in the data link layer is implemented simply. Here any time an error is detected in the exchange means transmission, the specified frames are retransmitted. This is the important point. మీరు నాకు 5 frames transmit చేశారమ్మా, నేను frame 1, frame 2, 3, 4, 5. I will ask only one frame to retransmission. I will ask you, ఇప్పుడు 5 frame లో ఒక frame lost అయింది, then no need to transmit all 5 frames. I will ask you only the damaged frame. I will ask only the last frame. I will ask you to retransmit the frame once again. Okay, this process is called, మీరు నాకు 5 frames పంపించారు, దాంట్లో ఒక ఫ్రేమ్ డ్యామేజ్ అయింది, అప్పుడు నేను I will ask you to retransmit the frame once again. This process is called as automatic repeat request. This process is called as, this is very important for short answer, this is automatic repeat request called as ARQ. This is automatic repeat request called as ARQ. Now moving to next part, in the error control. Now we are in error control. Moving to the next part, error detections, error correction. Okay, in this the first one is type of errors. Here we need to know the type of errors. We have majorly 2 types of errors. The first one is single bit error, the second one is burst bit error. Single bit error, the second one is burst bit error. Very simple. The term single bit error means only one bit has modified, so only one bit has been modified during the transmission. One bit has modified during the transmission. See the example here. This is the bit stream which we have sent, that is 00000010. This is the transmitted bit stream. This is the transmitted bit stream. According to the single bit error, either any one of bit, only one bit in this bit stream, only one bit has been modified or changed to another bit. How many types of bits we have? 1 and 0. Modified means 0 changed to 1 changed to 0. See, the received information is containing 1 here. 1 is here. Actual data contains 0 bit is here. Nothing but 0 is changed to 1. This type of error is called as single bit error. Only one bit got modified. Only one bit got modified. The next one is burst bit error. In the burst bit error, more than 2 or more bits. 2 or more bits are modified in the data. That is 2 or more bits. Once zeros ones gone modify it. These type of errors are called burst bit errors. Okay. See the example here. This is the bit stream which we have sent. In this, how many bits are modified? 1, 2, 3. Here 0 is changed to 1, 0 is changed to 1, 0 is changed to 1, and 0 is changed to 1. These bits are called corrupted bits. Okay, whenever the original data is modified, those bits are called as corrupted bits. Okay, we discussed about single bit error. Only one bit is modified. Next one is burst bit. 2 or more bits are modified during the transmission. Next one, redundancy. Next one is redundancy. Okay, coming to the redundancy, this redundancy technique is used for detecting or correcting the errors. This is the concept. By using this concept is used in error detection and as well as error correction. Okay. To detect or correct the errors, we need to send. Suppose our original data is containing 100. Original data enti 100 is our original data. In order to correct the errors, in order to detect the errors, we need to send. In order to detect or correct the errors, we need to send some extra bits. We need to send some extra bits along with our data. What is our data? 100. Some bytes might be added along with the original data. Some bits might be added along with the original data. These added bits are called, these added bits to the original data is called as redundancy bits. These redundancy bits are used for error corrections and error detection. See here the third point, what I told you. These redundant bits are added by the sender and removed by the receiver. Their presence allow the receiver to detect or corrupted bits. Okay. This is known as redundancy. Simply you can say what is redundancy. You can answer like, we need to add some extra bits in order to detect the errors or in order to correct the errors. That these redundancy bits are added by the sender and removed by the receiver. The next topic, detection versus correction. In these two, the correction of errors is more difficult than detection of errors. Okay, first what we need to do? We need to detect the error followed by correct the errors. Here, detection of errors might be easy rather than correction of errors. In the error detection scheme, only we will deal with if we will check, we will deal or we will check whether the error is occurred or not. The answer is simply we can say is it is the error is present, the error is absent. That means if the error is detected, the error is present. If the simply we can say yes or no in the detection case. While it comes to error correction, we need to know exact number of bits, whether one bit is modified, one bit is modified, whether the more than one bit is modified. Okay, we need to know which bit is modified. Suppose our original message is containing 100, 100, 1001. Okay, we need to first we need to check how many bits are modified, and we need to locate, we need to find out the location in the message. A message in lo a particular portion lo a bit modify endo kuda we need to correct cheyalannamata. Okay, here the number of errors and size of the message are important. The number of errors and size of the message is also important. The next one, forward error correction. The next one is forward error correction versus retransmission. Forward error correction versus retransmission. Here there are two main methods for error correction. Here we have two main methods for error correction. Those are forward error correction and correction by retransmission. Okay, the error correction methods are two types. The first one is forward error correction. The second one is correction by retransmission. Now discuss about forward error correction. See here, the forward error correction is the process in which the receiver tries to guess the message by using redundant bits. This is possible if the number of errors are small. Very simple. First error correction type is forward error correction. In this type of process, the receiver try to guess the message by using the redundant bits. Ikkada redundant bits use cheskoni receiver analyze chestuntaramata. How many bits got modified? How many bits got modified? And a receiver will assume the information. Okay. But this case is used for only the number of errors are small. Only the number of errors are small in number. The second one is correction by retransmission. Second type of error correction technique is correction by retransmission. Okay, this technique is with the receiver detects the occurrence of error and asks the sender to resend the message. Here, what the receiver will do? Receiver detects the occurrence of error. Okay, sender sends a message low, the receiver detects the occurrence of an error and asks the sender to resend the message or retransmit the message. Okay, the resending process is repeated until a message arrives at the receiver and the receiver must believe it is error free. Till that time it will ask for resend or retransmit the data. Okay, here we have two error correction types. One is forward error correction. In this forward error correction, the receiver will guess the message by using redundant bits. The second one is correction by retransmission, in which here the receiver detects the occurrence of an error and asks the sender to resend or retransmit the message. Here, the resending is repeated until a message arrives at the receiver and believes the received message is error-free. Now, next topic is coding. Next topic is coding. Now, the next topic is coding. Here, the redundancy is achieved through various coding schemes. The redundancy. I told you about redundancy, right? The redundancy is nothing but adding some bits, extra bits to the original data. Okay? This can be achieved by using by various coding schemes. Here, in this scheme, the sender adds some redundant bits through a process and creates the relationship between the redundant bits and actual bits. Here, see the diagram, first you will understand. Here, the sender and receiver. At the sender side, encoding will be done. Receiver side, decoding will be done. Here, encode some bits. See, the original message and the generator adds here to the original message. This blue colored one is the original message. To the original message, to this original message, the generator will add some redundancy bits. The generator will add the redundancy bits. Okay. Okay. Upon adding some bits, it is called as message plus redundancy. Message plus redundancy. It becomes to, after adding redundancy bits, it becomes to message and redundancy. That means this yellow colored one is containing original bits plus redundant bits. This is transmitted over unreliable transmission medium and this will reach to the receiver. Okay. The receiver needs to check the received information. The receiver needs to check the received information by using checker. By using checker, it checks the received information. Okay. If it is okay, it will accept that. If it is not okay, just simply it will discard or it will correct the data. Okay, here the coding schemes. I think, I hope you all understand. Coding ante entante namma. Here the redundancy ante enti? The redundancy is nothing but adding some extra bits to the original data. To achieve the redundancy in add చేయడం మనకి ఏం కావాలంటే we need some coding schemes కావాలి. These coding schemes, what they will do? These coding schemes will add some bits to the original data, and these bits, after adding the original bits to the original data, that will be transmitted over unreliable transmission medium to the receiver. The receiver will check the received information by using checker. Okay, if it is to be corrected, they will perform correction. Otherwise, they will discard the data. Now we have two coding schemes. First one is block coding technique. The first one is block coding technique. Okay, these topics we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you.